Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Codersarts. So, in this series of episode, basically we talk about the journey of the developer, where we showcase inspiring story and valuable insight from the developer around the world. So, my name is Jiten, and today with us we have a special guest joining us, Rashi Jain, as a skilled and successful software engineer with an incredible journey to share. Okay, so hi Rashi, welcome to our episode.
Thanks, Jitendra, for making me here.
Okay, so how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where are you currently located?
So currently, I am working as a software engineer in Google Taiwan.
Mhm.
So earlier, I was working for the last 6 years in India.
Okay, fine. So let's start with your first nowadays like current professional landscape. Okay, so let's discuss with what is your current job roles, what is the positions and skills, and the current skills that you're utilizing. Then we can go further for what are the complete developer journey. Okay, so
Yeah, sure. So coming to my current work, I am currently L4 in Google,
mm,
and I'm working here with the camera image algorithms. My
okay,
main task involve some feature development, uh,
mm,
hardware tuning.
mm,
We need to write some code and making the hardware like camera
mm,
work, and
mm,
then my work also involves some machine learning model training as well.
mm,
So you can say, in short, I am working with C++ and
mm.
Python at the same time,
Okay.
and with hardware and software at the same time. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a more like backend coding or maybe full throughout like front end, back end.
So it is the backend coding.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically on the hardware abstraction layer, which is
Mm-hmm.
the middleware in our software stack. So when it comes to app is something which is on the front end of the user when you open a camera.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever the processing, whatever is happening behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes,
Okay.
like auto exposure and focusing the object in the scene, and how you are getting a focused and clear and crisp image. So there are many algorithms which are being used in the background, and
Okay.
it is deployed on the middle layer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on all those algorithms, and along with the feature development in that, and
Mm-hmm.
as well as with the tuning, like how to make the hardware work.
Okay.
Like you need to send the result, like if you calculate some lens position using your algorithm, then you need to
Mm-hmm.
send that lens position to the actuator. So we
Okay. Yeah.
have many drivers. So it comes in between kernel and
Mm-hmm.
user space, somewhere in
Yeah.
between.
Okay. Okay. So basically, it's a software engineering three role or what is I think.
Yes, it is a software engineer 3 role.
Okay, okay. So it's a same as SD1, SD2, it seems like in level like SD1, SD2, SD3. It's or is
Yes,
it pretty?
exactly. So Google has their different
Mm-hmm.
tech levels. It's like when you are a fresher, then you will
Mm-hmm.
be a software engineer one.
Okay.
Then if you are promoted, then you will be software engineer two.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a senior, but L4,
Okay.
so you will be a software engineer three,
Okay. Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So uh, we'll discuss like how you landed this job. But before, let's talk about how was your journey from the colleges to this current jobs. Okay. Like how was your first jobs, and that time what are the skills you're utilizing, and what are the different projects you have worked on. Okay. And what was your thinking pattern basically. Okay. So how you are thinking, and what are the things you are faced that time, like what are the information was not available, and there might be some myth, and then you figure it out. Okay, these things are no, like that. What are the things? Okay, so this is
Yeah,
completely yeah.
Yeah, there were many such things. So
Mm-hmm.
in the college, I was mainly focused on the subjects which are mainly necessary for
Mm-hmm.
placements, and I have done many internships as well. So in my every summer vacation, I was either doing some courses or some internship. So I have developed my skills in Java, like done my internship, and
Okay, okay.
also have done
Go with first. Like first, we have done BTech, right, in colleges. Okay.
in
Oh,
the okay. So.
And
during my BTech, I
yeah.
have learned .NET,
Mhm.
PHP, and
Okay.
Java, three of
Okay.
them,
Okay.
because I believe that web development is something like every company is working.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so I wanted to be an expert in web development when I
Mhm.
was in college.
Mhm.
So I have done diploma in
Mhm.
.NET in
Mhm.
that time during my
Okay.
college,
Okay.
and at the same time I have done internships and
Mhm.
Java courses,
Mhm.
and then I have learned PHP like website development using
Mhm.
PHP as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that was some other internship that I have done. But yes,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
Yeah. So I think the first job you are agent on. Okay. Let me check. Yeah. 6 month internship you have done in one company, CTech. Okay. Then one was trainee software engineer. The second job was there. Right. Right.
So internship was the part of my curriculum in BTech. Like
Okay.
in final
Okay.
year, you have to give interviews and grab some internships.
Okay.
So it was the part of that.
Okay, okay. So the first job was, software developer in Samsung R&D, right? Institute of Bangalore. This was your
Yes.
full-time job. Okay, okay, fine.
So my first full-time job was Global Logic,
Hmm.
which was where I was the trainee software engineer.
Okay.
And yeah, so I got campus placement in TCS, like, Mass Recruiter. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was from a tier three college, so
Hmm.
we didn't had many options that time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And then I got into Global Logic, and definitely I joined Global Logic because they were paying more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
So these was all same city, I think that time. Oh,
yes, they were in Noida.
okay, okay, okay. And global logic. Okay, fine, fine. And then
But
after,
I was, yeah, but I was not satisfied with with my placement, and so I was trying off campus jobs.
yeah, yeah.
S- yeah, so that like you might want to know, like, how did I apply for off campus job.
Mm-hmm.
So I was giving many coding contests on Hacker Earth and Hacker Rank,
Mm-hmm.
and on Hacker Earth you will see a hiring tab,
Mm-hmm.
and it will list all the companies which are actively hiring from there.
Yeah.
So I keep on giving those contests, and
Mhm.
that's how I got call from Samsung Bangalore that time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And but that call wasn't enough, so they wanted us to write their Samsung advanced competency software test. It
Mm-hmm.
is a basically 3-hour coding test with a
Okay.
single problem
Okay.
and some 50 test cases.
Okay.
So you need to solve it without failing any of the test case.
Mm-hmm.
So that time it was Samsung advanced test, but these days they are taking some more higher level, like Samsung at intermediate test, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. And what was your
Proficiency.
like language for the coding? Like what are the
So my
language selected?
coding language is C++. plus plus.
Okay. Okay. So there is no any restriction while taking this technical round into there is no programming constraint, right? Like any
No.
programming language you can.
So they want you to code in three major languages, either
Okay.
Python or
Mm-hmm.
C++ plus plus or Java.
Okay.
Like you are not allowed to use JavaScript or something else in the
Mm-hmm.
for the backend, basically.
Okay. 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 Fine. So you all placed in Samsung, right?
Yeah. So in Samsung, I worked with three different teams
Mm-hmm.
because initially when I was a fresher, I got some random IoT team, IoT cloud team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a memory optimization kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not feeling good in that work or in that team.
Mm-hmm.
So I just experimented. Okay, in this team I am not feeling good. So I
Okay.
changed my team for the next 6 months, and I
Mm-hmm.
worked with the actuator driver development, like in the KMD space, Linux driver development, you can say,
Mm-hmm.
and more into kernel side. But
Mm-hmm.
there also I was not getting this feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not getting this fun.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Then there was some other team which they were forming new.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched into that. It is called 3A team. 3A is basically image algorithm team.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I have started my journey as a autofocus engineer, or you can say
Mm-hmm.
image algorithm engineer, because
Okay.
that is something was the kick point for me after experimented into many teams within the
Mm.
corporate.
So basically, your I think more of the job was, R&D part, right? So this was your.
Uh, Not really. My job includes everything. Like
Mhm,
first we need to study, like if we need to do some research as well
mhm,
and see what feature we can bring, since
mhm,
it's a cutting edge technology and camera is the only selling point for the
mhm.
smartphones.
Yes,
So
yes.
work is of like too much of pressure, you can say,
Mhm,
because every time we have the pressure to bring something new.
mhm,
But at the same time, we need to improvise the previous things that we already have.
mhm,
So we have some product cycles, so we need to work on the improvisations as well and adding something new. So there are many product cycle. Like first is the R&D part, second is the development and prototyping, then
mhm.
third is the finalization. So in company
Okay.
as well, all this happen.
Okay, okay, okay. So after Samsung, okay. So just talk about transition page. Next, you applied. You are not talking about. You are not very much enjoying that job, or not.
So yeah, I was enjoying my last team, which
Okay.
was this camera 3A.
Mm-hmm.
So I was literally enjoying the work there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I thought of keeping my domain same.
Okay, okay.
And I Samsung Bangalore has sent me to Korea for almost 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and there are when I work with some good quality engineers, and they are literally very talented. And I work with some people from Qualcomm,
Mm-hmm.
so I really enjoyed working like how the things are working. And Qualcomm is someone who provides all some kind of libraries to Samsung and all those some
Mm-hmm.
other algorithms to Samsung. So I was enjoying all those things. So,
Mm-hmm.
then when I came back from Korea, so there was a drive in Qualcomm,
Mm-hmm.
and they contacted us. Ki, do you want to like apply for this particular job? They got my profile from
Mm-hmm.
Naukri.com.
Okay, okay.
So for like these things are really necessary if you are looking for a job change,
Mm-hmm.
which I personally believe. So
Mm-hmm.
one thing is referral, like ask your contacts to refer you
Okay.
if they are in a good company.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is make yourself available everywhere, like on Naukri, LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
make your LinkedIn presence. Then there is something called Insta Hire,
Mm-hmm.
like
Okay.
yeah. So there are many recruiters who actively hire from Insta Hire. So,
Mm-hmm.
so these like marking our availability is very important these days.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, there are so many people and recruiters won't know like to whom we should contact.
Yes, yes, yes.
And your resume should be contain every single detail that you have done. But
Yes,
be
yes, yes.
precise. Be
Mm-hmm.
precise.
Yeah, we'll talk little bit about this, like how was your job searching strategy, what are the resume building. But first, like we are going to the jobs, like what are the different job we applied. So
Yeah.
the recruiter called from the Naukri, right?
So yeah, so recruiter called me. So I have asked my friend as well to refer me
Mm-hmm.
in Qualcomm. But I think recruiter got my profile from Naukri, and at the same time, when she checked the system, like I was already the referred candidate. So they called me, and then there was a drive in Qualcomm, and then I applied. Like it was a walking interview, like
Mm-hmm.
it was not like a video conferencing.
Okay, okay.
So we had 4 rounds there in
Mm-hmm.
the interview. So 3 rounds were on the same day, and
Mm-hmm.
all was technical like data structures, and one was the designing. Like in Qualcomm, they usually ask about operating systems, like how the program will work in the memory, like segmentation, paging, and all those things.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, so after you crack the interview, right? So
Yes.
yeah, go ahead. So.
So after I cracked the interview, then as usual there was some offer negotiation phase was there, like
Mm-hmm.
for almost 2 months, and then because they
Okay.
will give you some offer, and then of course they will lowball it, and you have to negotiate.
Yeah, definitely. That time also all things are main, motivation is money. Okay, that time.
Yes, and then I joined Qualcomm, and I was assigned to this same team like Camera 3A,
Mm,
and work was I would say that I worked there for 2 years,
mm,
and work was really challenging, and
mm.
I got to learn a lot there. Like
Okay.
there were some quality engineers
Mm,
with whom I worked.
mm.
Everyone is competing towards everyone.
Mm.
Like competition doesn't end when you go into these companies. It
Yes, yes, yes.
starts.
Yes, 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 definitely.
Yes. So and every time you have to bring something new, and there were, since since every other smartphone company were using Qualcomm's code or
Mm-hmm.
chipset, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so we have to work with Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, OnePlus,
Mm-hmm.
Samsung, like every other person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
So
so basically, you're working as
this
a camera, or what were the things?
yes, so my work involves in Qualcomm. I was working on the tool development as well as
Okay.
on the camera image algorithm at the same
O-
time.
Okay. Okay. So all mobile company, they are as a maybe client, or they need these services or library, right?
So they use Qualcomm chipset.
Okay. 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 I got
So
it.
with the chipset, there comes the every other module as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
you need to
So
support camera as
okay,
well.
so yeah, little bit I getting the interest about like how we are, pixels works in like camera, how, the different level, like some camera has, good camera, good quality. Okay, so autofocus. So have want to share something about this, like how we, this camera actually works.
So, for the camera, if you want to see the camera quality,
Mm-hmm.
then some people check for the speed, like by keeping several mobile
Mm-hmm.
phone at the same time, and then they see what is the convergence time, and
Mm-hmm.
they will see if the hunting is happening or not.
Okay,
If your
okay.
phone camera is able to focus in the night time,
Mm-hmm.
like if because earlier you can see like 2 years down the line, our mobile phone cameras were not good enough to focus in the night. Or in the during the rain, or they won't be able to take the moon shot,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right,
now
right.
you yeah but now you can see if you point it at the sky, you can see the improvement.
Mm-hmm. So
So
all okay, so they
yes,
all these add this capability at the cheap level, right?
no, so it's not like that. These are something which are dependent on the sensor quality as
Okay,
well as on the chipset that they are using. So when
okay.
it comes to the mobile phones which are like 35,000 plus in
Mm-hmm.
the price. So
Mm-hmm.
they have some premium chipsets which
Okay.
offers support good sensor, good pixels. Like
Mm-hmm.
there would be more better sensor, like 2PD is there, and
Mm-hmm.
suppose some more ML models should will be there in that range.
Okay.
And if the sensor is itself is better, if the hardware itself is better, then of course your camera quality will improve. But
Okay.
when it comes to the lower end, then they have to manage everything in a small budget, and they have to make profit as well.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the reason, like phone which are ranging like 15,000 to 20, you can say like 11 to 20, they
Mm.
won't last long.
Okay. Okay. But
Because there is most lots of post processing is happening in that.
Mhm.
It's
Because
not the hardware capability, it's the software capability there.
because once investing for more money, so there might be you are very much interested, or be a specific, or maybe there's some interest of something, because below 20,000 also, completing our basic utility, what are the things were needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, I can say that the mobile is a new luxury.
Yeah, definitely there is lots of thing. Okay, so yeah, fine. So you were working as a Qualcomm for 2 years, then after you switched for one plus software R&D. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So how did
So
you landed this job?
so HR contacted me, and they were giving me promotion and raise at the same time. So
Mm,
they told me that you need to lead the team
mm,
here, and
mm,
since they were in OnePlus, there were few members,
mm,
and they didn't their create team is very less.
mm.
So they asked me like, okay, we have few members in this team, and we want you to be the team lead here and do things and work on the lab side and everything. So this was purely based on the connections that and the image that I have built. uh,
Mm.
so this is one advantage when you work in a domain, like people
Okay.
know you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are building your image in a domain, then people will know you. Like from Qualcomm, I like people like Xiaomi and other people like Oppo
Mm.
and other like OnePlus. Everyone knows me. Okay, this she's some engineer who is working here, and that's how your digital presence as well matters. So
Yes, yes, yes.
OnePlus HR called me through LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was checking that like from your first job, Samsung. Uh, from that was working the camera. So next one is Qualcomm. So I think all was interrelated. You are talking about a specializations about, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there are two things. Some people switch for money and some
Mm,
people, so that's the reason when I was in Samsung, I
mm,
switched so many teams and check
okay.
like where I am feeling better. Like
Mm,
Samsung provided me a platform where I had the privilege to explore.
okay.
Like in Samsung, switching the teams is very easy, and especially when you are a fresher, it's not related to some tech giant.
Mm,
When you are a fresher, I would suggest that you should switch teams to know
okay.
like where do you have the actual interest rather than
Mm.
regretting it later.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, okay. So after the OnePlus, okay, so how did you landed to the Google? Like,
For Google, they have contacted me on LinkedIn,
mm,
and I was not very open to switch, like to move outside India that time.
mm,
But they asked me, okay, give it a try, give it a shot, like that.
mm, mm,
And they said, because Oppo, OnePlus was also merged with some Oppo, like you know, okay, they are the parent
mm,
company. So
mm,
I thought that okay, and the our work is also were taken away by
mm.
the headquarters. So that time, that was the only motivation for me. Like, okay, let's see and work with some good
Okay.
engineers. Yeah.
Okay. So generally, how many rounds? So was
So
in.
in Google, there were five rounds.
Mm,
First one was the telephonic interview,
mm.
and other four rounds were technical rounds, like data structures, and the last round was our googliness.
Okay. So this all was remote or office?
Y- yeah, it was remote.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So okay. So Rashi, just brief. What is your Google culture? So are you enjoying? So because I was checking your LinkedIn profile, so there is you are continuously sharing some knowledges. Okay. So how is your work culture? Because we haven't there, but you are there. Okay. So how is called work culture? How their teammates? What is your yeah, future learning? What are things you are learning there?
Uh, like in a single line, I will say my learning curve is quite steep here. So in the last 6 months, I have learned so much,
Mm,
like that I didn't had the opportunity earlier. Like
mhm.
I didn't learn that this much in my last 5.5 years career journey. But
Okay.
here in the last 6 months, I really enjoyed working with them. And whenever you go and talk to them, you will
Mm,
every other time you will learn something new.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, and here the privilege is we are working. We are not concised. Google's culture is like you you are given the opportunity to explore, do
Okay.
whatever you want,
Mm,
and you will be given credit for that. Like you
okay.
have that openness in their culture, and they empower. Like there is no biasness. Okay, that this is
Mhm.
the senior and they are more reliable. No,
Mm,
they even encourage a newcomer to do new things and do hands-on experience. Okay, make mistakes. They give you the room to make mistakes, and they won't discard you if you make some mistake. Like there is
mm,
something. So one of my friend was asking this.
mm,
Like in Google, there must be very much of pressure you might be
mm,
having. Like I need to deliver the best.
mm,
Of course, I have that pressure that I need to deliver the best. But
mm,
if I make mistake, then there is someone who is ready to take the responsibility for it. Like I
mm.
am responsible, but there's someone who is ready to guide me at that point so that I
Okay.
can become the best. So I really like this culture. Like since I am growing, my knowledge is curve is improving. Like I'm loving it.
Okay. 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 Fine. So anything like what is your day-to-day work? Like what is a general schedule? Not about I.
Yeah.
So what is a general schedule? Like go to off timely offices or.
So in Google, you have the flexibility to work either from home or from office. It's up to you.
Mm,
And timing is also not an issue. Like if you like working in the night, do it.
mm.
If you like
Okay.
working in the daytime, do it. It's just that you need to attend meetings that are scheduled. So like meetings are important, but there is nothing like you need to be online for the whole day.
Mm.
even if you are not feeling good or not feeling like employee well-being is very important for them.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah, so and managers are quite supportive here.
Mhm.
You can say that like they are for us, it's not like they are monitoring us. Micromanagement is not there.
Mhm.
So they just want to see check on us every in one to one every week, if you are okay, if you anything that you want to share, if you are facing any issue which is related to your career. So there is no restrictions in the timing or you go to office or anything else.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's why Google on the top, right? So because the people that make the Google great, right? The people, the team, they're offering the work culture, people mindset.
Actually, this increase the productivity when you are not
Yes, yes.
bound for the time and place.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Okay. Okay. So I think this was the top overall developer journey. Okay. So now you could talk about what was your job searching strategy and how you suggest someone like as a student who are just they want to go to the Google or not Google. We can throughout a take career. So they want to develop, and then you can talk little about a specific to the Google, like somebody want to apply for the Google. So how they can do what are.
Sure. So basically, I would suggest when you are a fresher or
Mm,
you are a college student,
mm.
you should more focus on the
Okay.
internship and project. Do as much as you can.
Mm, mm.
When it comes to me, I have done almost 20 projects
Okay.
on my own, like with my friends. I have participated in a hackerot contest and
Mm.
some tech fest contest, and I have bunch of tech certificates as well.
Okay.
So which is of no use now, but yes,
Mm.
it was of use when I was the fresher. So
Yeah.
those are, I can see many resume these days, like people are not uh, very much into internships or
Mm.
projects, but they want to switch as a developer.
Mm.
Like you need to develop your credibility.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
why should a company trust you? You should have something to show.
Yes. Yes. You're making
So
working on too much projects or making too many mistake or learning too much or because you're polishing yourself, right? Or maybe.
yeah, so polishing is something which is really important when you are a fresher
Mm.
or you are a college student.
Mm.
Since we all of us know in college we read something else, and when it comes to corporate work
Mm.
is really very different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you cross that bridge in the internship. You
Okay.
get the
Okay.
reality check in the internship.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So first thing like do as much as practical learning through projects you can do, right?
Yeah,
And
projects and internships are really important.
okay, okay. And what are the job search strategies? So LinkedIn is all treasures or
Apart from LinkedIn, I would suggest that
Hmm,
Naukri.com.
hmm.
Then there is something
Okay.
instahire.com. So there are many startups and some giants, tech
Hmm,
giants,
hmm,
who hire a lot. Like they are actively recruiting from
hmm.
InstaHire.
Okay.
So it whenever I have applied from InstaHire, I always get the call. So third thing is your resume.
Hmm,
So there were some keywords. So what people majorly do some mistake, like they apply using the same resume in every job. If they are
okay.
seeing some developer's job, they're
Hmm,
applying it using the same resume.
hmm,
So they don't see if it is a machine learning engineer, or if it requires the skill set as Python or
hmm.
something else. So you should know, like, read about the job description and then correct your resume according to it and then apply.
Okay. Okay. So make different version according to that company, right? Using.
Exactly. Make different versions of your resume according to the company you're applying.
Okay. Yeah. Job roles because maybe because as a student, we think anyhow we got the job, right? But the actual thing is company is looking the person who already
Yeah,
read those,
when exactly. And when you are applying specifically off campus, then you should know, okay, the company is looking as a web developer job. So I
Hmm,
should mention my Ajax or JavaScript and then
hmm.
Java in the skill set.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and mention our web development projects as well. And one should include their GitHub profile when you're a student.
Hmm.
GitHub profile is really important. GitHub and your lead code profile.
Yes, yes. So you were doing lead code?
That time, in my times, there was Code Chef and
Mhm.
this Hacker Earth and other things. So I was really very active on these
Mhm.
platforms in my college days,
Yeah.
because that is something you every engineer has to do if they want some good job.
Yes, yes. I also have all these, that time the same thing. I think I've also Hacker Rank, Hacker Earth, Spot J, there was Code Safe
Sponge,
was there. Yeah, Code Safe was there.
and
One
Code
was,
Forces.
yeah, Code for same the thing I was talking about. This time was one interview which I also started. Okay,
Yeah,
so almost there was profile. I also, because that we're thinking, do more lots of competitive programming, how good I problem solving. Okay, so also I participated too many because that time Samsung also come to college, so they also, monthly, weekly they conduct some event or that based on the coding competition. So
yeah.
generally we took this. Yeah. So let's talk about little bit about how skill development, like how you're when you're learning new skill. So what is your strategy? So have you purchased any courses from one-to-one mentorship or YouTube, or you following documentation? So basically, how was your learning strategy? Suppose you want to learn something new skill. So how will uh,
So whenever I want to learn something new,
hmm,
I see some experts on
hmm,
LinkedIn
hmm,
specifically,
hmm,
like who has already done that thing, that particular thing, or is the master of that thing.
okay.
So I read their LinkedIn profile and see like what are the things that they have done,
Hmm,
and then I try studying that thing from YouTube first, so that I should know whether I am interested in that or not.
hmm,
Otherwise, suppose if I directly go and buy the course,
hmm,
and then of course, like I'm not interested in that particular skill, or
hmm,
that skill is of no use for me, then I don't think I'm going in the right direction then, and
okay.
it will completely waste my time and money both. So
Hmm,
I would suggest, whenever you want to learn something new,
hmm.
like see the expert. You can book one-to-one mentorship call. They
Yes,
can
yes.
suggest you the career guidance and the
Hmm,
path in a
hmm,
short manner,
hmm.
and then you can come across some courses. Like, okay, if I am really interested, like introspect, if I am really
Okay.
interested in
Yes,
this
yes.
skill or
Hmm,
not. Because
hmm,
I have seen many freshers, like they come under either peer pressure,
hmm.
or they see that, okay, my friend is doing, I also want to do it.
Okay.
So it's like you should not do
Hmm.
if you are really not interested. But
Okay.
yes, of course, some people find difficulty in starting
Hmm,
data structures. So
hmm,
I suggest them, try with pen and paper. Try with
hmm,
one problem per day
hmm.
and solve it using pen and paper.
Okay.
Don't go directly on the screen, because some people has a screen phobia. What if we get wrong? What if
Hmm,
this happen? No, you try solving first of all by using pen and paper, and it will help you in removing your phobia.
okay. Okay, so let's talk little bit about the mentorship things,
Yeah.
like how, like yeah. Also, later we can discuss about this, how we can refer to you as whoever the person want to direct mentorship from you. So little about like so basically what is mentorship, okay, and how somebody get benefited. So is it only for fresher, or maybe you basic things you already first go through, then you book a mentorship? Okay, so basically this all were the mentorship journey, like what is a mentorship, okay, how somebody benefited this mentorship, and what are the different mistakes they should avoid, because the person who was offering the mentorship, okay, so they will not provide just like they will not available just like as a school teacher, college teacher, right? Yeah, so yeah, so basically true about mentorship, and how was your experience during mentorship?
So during my personal experience during the mentorship is, some people come with the set of questions and some don't.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, they just book a call with you,
Hmm,
and they don't know what to ask. They are just
hmm,
like, okay, you can see this resume and tell us
okay.
what is the mistake. I mean, please tell me your target. What are you
Hmm,
targeting at?
hmm,
And suppose if you're targeting at the product company,
hmm,
then I would suggest you in that manner. If you're
hmm,
targeting at something else,
hmm,
like some web development job, or some,
hmm,
suppose you have done some internships, then
hmm,
include that as well. So I think mentorship is the first step that everyone should take whenever they are starting their career journey,
Okay. Okay.
because it gives you a clear set of goals whether you want to go in this direction or not.
Hmm. Yes.
Because
Yes.
th- in the world of internet we have so much of information available across everywhere, either paid or unpaid.
Mm.
Always feel stuck, like where should we proceed
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because of the too much information, like where
Mhm.
should we go. So I think a mentor can help you in figuring out where should you go, and they can guide you and help you in avoiding any kind of confusion. They can suggest you regarding the courses that you should pursue from your perspective, like suppose you want to start with the data structures.
Mhm.
So there are some free websites like neatcode.io,
Mhm.
which has a topic wise coding questions. But this thing you can know only by a mentor, not by someone who, like some random internet thing,
Yes.
because
Yes.
it is the free resource.
Yes. Yes. Introspection, or think about self learning is not everywhere possible, right? Yeah, some
Exactly.
at some level is fine, but because
I think first you need to take the mentorship, some guidance, and
mm,
then you can proceed with the self learning. Okay, suppose I suggested some courses or some
mm,
start pointers,
mm,
then you should proceed with that. And if you are getting some difficulty
mm,
in going on that path, then I
mm.
think that is the point, that is the break point where you should take some courses
Okay.
if you
Okay.
are not able to do the self learning. But
Mm.
everyone should kickstart their journey by self learning and mentorship.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because but most of the person do reverse. First they buy one Udemy courses or some, and then talk at everything is not possible. So then
Actually, buying a Udemy course is easy, but without self learning, going through the Udemy course is not easy.
yes.
It will
Yes.
consume double the time.
Yes, yes, and maybe I think Udemy courses, you think completion rate is very low. Okay, because the the charge is very low, but you are not showing that much commitment or interest. We have
Yeah,
thought that okay, I can buy, so let's buy it. Later we can think, but this is not how if you are sincerely serious about some job roles and
exactly.
okay,
And
okay,
person can take mentorship at any level. It doesn't matter whether you are a
mm.
fresher or a student or someone who is experienced.
Yes,
If you
yes,
want to switch domain, and in fact, if you want to switch job, suppose
mm.
you are working for these many years in a startup and then suddenly want to switch job to a stable company like a product company, then also you can book a mentorship call.
Yes, yes. Because we also get lots of call because we offer this, complete developments, the solutions, coding and all we offering. But now
Mhm.
we are last 6 months we are getting lots of call, mentorship. But we are thoughting, okay, so somebody is offering 500 courses, right, in Udemy. Why you are charging 2,000, 3,000? So people will ask this type of question, okay. But it's not like if you are spended 1,000, so you will only earn in 1,000 your job, right? You earn in lakh, okay. But the thing is like you are how much wasted your time because there is no one for use, okay, that time. So that is the
Yeah.
main thing. Okay, so let's take one or two questions, then we think what go more or not. Okay, so okay, so what is our time management tips? So how we are managing your work and how you do we have extra time for studying yourself, like for upskilling and or any personal project or interests? How you're managing basically time?
So usually I try to manage it, like I try to give 2 hours on my upskilling
Mm,
per day. Like till now, even if I reached here till now, I try to give
mm,
2 hours for myself. Like it is completely my time, and
mm,
it is usually after the office, like once, because health is also important and everything is also important. Like you need to
mm,
give time to your health as well as to your office work. But I usually take like 10 to 12, like in the night, like
mm,
either from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. that time, or 10 p.m. to 12 p.m.
mm.
Or if I sometimes, some days, if I try to wake up in the morning, then that morning time you have ample amount of time, that like 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. is can be your time. So it depends, like I personally believe that everyone should give 2 hours for themselves per day, because constant learning, consistency is more important rather than someday you will wake up and think, okay, today I want to switch the job. Then it won't happen.
Yes, 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 definitely.
So,
Right.
in fact, my brother has switched from electronics background. So he literally left his TCS job and prepare for the coding for the 1 year. So I have
Mm,
seen his journey. Like he did coding for almost 8 hours per day,
mm,
like only lead code. So I have seen like from a noob, like who doesn't know anything, and in a year he reached to a point where he can solve even an advanced problem,
mm.
and he grabbed his job in RCCM, D-Shaw company. So
Okay,
I have seen his journey from zero to everything.
okay,
So
okay,
this is something which is very inspiring, and like if he can do it, anyone can do it.
okay, okay. Okay, so there is one myth questions. Okay, so somebody asking, so I'm not from mathematics ground, so coding or tech world is not for me. So how you suggesting? What is
So
suggesting?
yeah, just like I was telling you about my brother's journey,
Mm,
I think anyone can do it. This is
mm,
some myth that I'm from this background, so I cannot do it.
mm,
It is just, it will require some constant practice and
mm.
patience. Like you
Okay.
might take some more time because you are not from the computer science background. You might take
Mm.
some more time, but believe me that you can also do it. There's
Yes,
nothing,
yes.
some magic. It is just practice and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Also, is see there is some core computer science or job roles as well, but there is too many jobs in tech world. Okay, so either you can go to switch later, right?
I think since everyone is like practicing data structures, and
Mm.
now these days companies are not either, they are switching, like they are looking for candidates who are working in a particular domain,
Okay.
or it is generic, like you
Oh,
should know data structures, you should clear our interview if you are a
mm,
fresher.
mm.
There is nothing as such except it is a computer architect job or a computer scientist job, then that is something which is based on the core computer science principles. But like these
Okay.
days job availability is not dependent on your background.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So Rasi, so how you are using ChatGPT in your day-to-day job?
So we have part for that.
Oh, okay, okay. I was using it for I think last week. I think I love that because nowadays people are using both. So this
Yeah.
one are getting the best result. Okay, so obviously Bard is there because Bard is also like the feature is like copy a draft is multiple draft is also there. So I was continuously using that things. Okay. Also there is one option called if you are not getting the good result, so Google it. Okay, so there is one phrases. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So I think almost done. Just like take one simple question. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So what are the things you were thinking there any app or website or anything should have, but you wish it type of website or app should be there, but you're not finding any website or app anything. So what is currently?
Um, I personally believe that since there is too much information, people
Hmm,
don't know which is the reliable and which is
hmm,
not,
okay.
because everyone is trying to sell themselves.
Okay. Okay.
And there should be some website or app where people know, okay, this is some trustworthy content is there, and
Hmm,
we can go ahead, because
hmm,
there is something because of the competition, you can say, or everyone wants to make money.
hmm,
So it's like in the edtech domain specifically.
hmm,
So when it comes to Byju's or Udemy or other person
hmm.
as well, so
Any
they
attack.
also yeah, any edtech, they have
Hmm,
many courses, but you never know like which one is the best, or you never
okay.
know which is suitable for me.
Hmm,
So as per the skill set, like if you are a beginner, then
hmm,
in this particular domain, then
hmm.
you should do these courses, or you should go ahead on this career path. So I think such career sites should be there.
Okay, so authenticity and reliability or trust, we can say this is the main.
Exactly, that is the main issue, because there is so much of information. Like if you Google it, you can see 100 pages. So you
Hmm,
never know like where should I proceed, where should I go. And so
hmm,
these days, as you can see, system designing is really important when it comes to switching to product companies
hmm,
like Amazon. And I have given interviews for Amazon, Microsoft as well. for
Mm-hmm.
ST2. So I know, like, I have worked on my low level designing, high level designing, data structures. When
Mm-hmm.
you're a senior, you have to work on all of these things at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. So
Okay.
but when it comes to high level designing courses, it
Mm-hmm.
is just that GKCS and some Narendra, all those people. But I don't know some website which can in detail explain me how to do it. Interview
Okay.
bit used to take some courses on this, but it is also the monopoly kind of thing. Why should I go ahead with them?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are taking on some system design questions, but I think just like data structure, system design should also have a lead code of its own.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So, so how is suggesting? So currently, so there is no any solutions for this, right? So basically, we have to either we have to book one mentorship, either go with the person. Then is only one solution. So there might be future, it's something, or maybe
I I think you can build some
yeah,
website for this.
yeah, definitely. So I will talk later. So because
Yeah,
actually we are working on it. Okay, so that's
yeah.
why. Okay, Rasi. So I think we have covered almost everything. If anything you have to talk, we can share, or else we can close this with some
Uh,
closing
I would
messages.
suggest that if someone wants to take some mentorship, so I take some top mid sessions, so they
Hmm.
can take it on resume review and career guidance
Hmm.
with me.
So, well, it was been absolute pleasure talking to you. Okay, so your experience,
Same
you're working.
here.
So your experience from working at Google, OnePlus, Qualcomm, Samsung R&D was truly impressive. Okay, but what is even more interesting or inspiring is your willingness to share your knowledge and mentors to others. Okay, so if someone interested leveraging your skills, anyone's skills, okay, and and learning from the experiences. So be sure to check out Rasi LinkedIn profiles. Also, we will add the link in the below. Okay. She also offer mentorship and ready to share deep insight from the year of experiences in the tech industry. Okay. So we are certain that her guidance can significantly accelerate your learning journey. Okay. So thank you once again, Rasi, for your invaluable insight.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.